Hey, what's up guys? This is Chosen. I'm just going to be doing a really quick video tonight on the actual navigation and how to properly use the auction house. There's a lot of videos on YouTube about flipping items and how to make money using the auction house and stuff geared at professional level players, or not really professional but experienced players, and like as far as how to make money and stuff. But I haven't really seen anything on how to actually navigate the auction house and how to use it properly and quickly and efficiently. So I'm going to make a quick video on how to actually use the auction house and navigate it and do everything properly and quickly. So if you're an expert, you probably already know most of what I'm going to say. This is geared towards maybe somebody who's getting into Diablo 3 or giving Diablo 3 a shot, or is new, kind of a casual player, and just kind of needs to know how to use the auction house and maybe some of the tips and tricks involved with it. So firstly, I'm going to get into the actual searching of the auction house, because that's the first thing you're going to be doing. It'll automatically detect your character's level and search for things that you can equip. So like my witch doctor Balorgosu is level 60. So when I'm searching for things, it will automatically search for things that are level 60, that I can use. It'll search for the best available item. Now if I switch to my monk, who's like level 50, and I hit search, it will only search for items that I can use. See, like that's level 42, I can use it. It won't ever show you things that you can't use. So there's really no reason to go down here to level range and type stuff in here. I mean, it doesn't really matter. All you got to do is make sure you have the right hero selected and hit search, and it's automatically going to search for the criteria, and then it'll only show items that you can use. Now, if you're planning for the future, like say my monk is level 50 and I want to shop for when he's level 60, then I can do 56 to 60, and I can actually search for things that way if I want it to show it. But if you leave it blank, it will automatically show things that you are able to use, so you don't have to worry about it. And then right-clicking to search for the same is a great way to price check items. That's another important thing to know. And it actually only works for rares when it comes to the exact stats. And I'll show you what I mean. If my gloves right here, if I right-click on these gloves and I hit search for similar items, there's actually no items. But what you can do here is you can kind of delete things until you get to the meat of your gloves, like gold find. Don't really care about that. The rest is pretty vital. So search for, there's still nothing. So then you start lowering the stats. You can just delete the stats and leave the enchantment itself and then hit search, and then it brings up things that are similar to my gloves. And then you can sort by buyout, and I can kind of compare them to my gloves, and I can see that my gloves are obviously way better than these, and these are going for 50 million. So I know that my gloves, like you can kind of use it to price check things, and that's by right clicking on the item and hitting search for similar items. If there's none found, you start deleting stuff and lowering statistics, and then it'll actually, the less criteria you have, the more likely you are to find things at your level and with your enchantments on your item. If you do it with a legendary like this or a set item, it won't actually put in the 185 intelligence, 92 vitality, 76 all resistance. It will actually just search for the item name. Like, see, it's Zunamasa Marrow. So if I hit search for similar items, it's just going to fill it in with Zunamasa Marrow and hit search. So if you want to actually do criteria, I have to actually search by intelligence, and then sort by intelligence, and I can kind of price check that way and kind of compare them to mine and see what mine's worth, etc., etc. Now, if you want to only see items that are going, like if you don't want to bid, like if you only want to buy out, like if you want instant gratification, you want to shop for things that you can buy now, you don't want to wait a day and a half for a bid, you can actually just go here and set a max buyout. Like, see right here, it's showing me this Zunamasa Marrow for 60 million, but it's got 30 hours left on it. If I don't want to wait 30 hours for that auction, there's no buyout. I can't buy it. So if that's not something I want to see, I can just set a max buyout of 999, whatever, and now it'll only show me things that actually have a buyout. There won't be any bids. It'll show me things that have an option to buy out. So if you want only buyouts, all you got to do is set a max buyout and then hit search, and you will get those. And another important thing to know is you can sort by multiple things. So what I mean by that is if I search for Zunamasa Marrow, I can sort by intelligence and all resistance. Now, right now, my choices are buyout, time left, bid, armor, and intelligence. And instead of, but what if I want to sort by all resistance? Instead of having to go through all of these and look for what ones have good all resistance, the one that I'm looking for, I can actually right click right here on intelligence, right click, and it'll give me my other choices. So there's all resistance. So I can right click, click all resistance, and boom. It shows me the ones that are 80 and it goes all the way down. Now if I want to switch it back to intelligence, boom. And it works for no matter how many things you do here. So let's say I want to sort by vitality. Hit search, and I can sort by vitality. Boom, there it is. Here's the ones that have highest vitality. And that's a really important tool. Instead of having to cancel all of these and put vitality as your main one and then hit search and then look for it, you can actually just, if you have like 5 enchantments here, you can just keep right clicking and sorting by those to help you find your item. Now the next thing I want to go over is linking items, which is really important, and it's a great addition to Diablo 3. Compared to Diablo 1 and Diablo 2, is the ability to actually link items and just send a direct copy of the item to a friend or yourself or whatever. And how to do it is, let's say I want to show off my cool new armor to one of my friends. So I go to my friend list and I say I want to send it to Swisha here. So I hit chat, and then I'm going to go over to my armor, I'm going to hold shift, and I'm going to left click, and then you see it shows up down here. So if I hit enter, it will message Swisha that item. I hit enter and it sends in that item. So now all he has to do is click on it and he'll see what it is. And you can actually send a lot of things. He's probably going to be confused. You just click down here in the message box, go back to Swisha, and I can go boom, just keep holding shift and keep left clicking. And I mean I can send my whole character to him, and it'll send him. So yeah, that's how to link items. And when you're in the auction house, okay, let's say I'm searching for Vile Wards. I want to hit right click, search for similar items. And when I put my mouse over some Vile Wards that I'm thinking about getting, okay, let's say I'm like, ooh, these Vile Wards are 100 million. I wonder how much better they make me. Okay, it doesn't show me. It only shows me the comparisons. It doesn't show me actually how many hit points I gain or lose, or how my DPS is affected, or any like real tangible numbers. It only shows me the items next to each other. Let's say I want to be able to see how it actually affects my character. What I can do is go down here in the chat box, click in the chat box, go to those Vile Wards, hit shift, left click, and now they're here in my chat box. And then I hit enter, it'll say Vile Ward is not a valid chat recipient. But that's fine, it doesn't matter. Now I go into a game, and this will be a good way for me to see how those Vile Wards actually affect me and if they're worth the money or not. So I just go down here to the Vile Wards, click on them, and there you see, there's the numbers. I know that they're not a good item for me. I lose life and I lose DPS just to gain a little bit of protection. So they're actually not better for me, and that's how you can actually get the raw numbers of how an item affects you. So that's for linking for in-game comparisons. Now, another important thing that I want to talk about in the auction house is sniping and bidding. Bidding can be a great way to save money. For example, my offhand here is one of the best Zunamasa String of Skulls, and when it was in the auction house, it was listed for a buyout of 250 million, I believe. And by the way, I play hardcore, so that does change the prices a lot. Things are usually more expensive on hardcore. But anyway, the 250 million was the buyout for the item. So if I wanted it right now, I would have had to pay 250 million. But the bid on it was only 100 million. So I waited until there was like 1 minute left, and I noticed that there wasn't anybody else in the market for that high level of a Zunamasa String of Skulls. And at the last second, I bid 100 million and sniped it. So what that did for me is saved me 150 million compared to if I would have just bought it out and wouldn't have waited patiently for the auction to end. So bidding and sniping can actually work a lot in your favor to save you money. You just have to be patient. Like, say I search for similar items, see like this one here is 4.5 million bid, but it's 6.5 million buyout. Now if nobody else is bidding on it, I can actually save 2 million gold just by waiting 2 hours. or 7 hours, I'm sorry. I can save 2 million gold by waiting 7 hours. So bidding can really help you out and save you a lot of money if you're on a budget, and as long as you're willing to be patient and avoid buyouts. Now, what I mean by sniping is actually waiting for an item to come to the end of its bid and then sniping it at the last second. And what you can do here is, let me find an item that has a buyout coming or an auction ending soon, if there is one. Okay, 1 hour and 10 minutes left, and it doesn't look like anybody's bidding on it. It's a nice even number, so it doesn't look like it's really getting bid up. That's probably where the seller set it at, is 10 million. Like, you can safely assume that. So no one's really bidding on that yet, and it's almost over. That means that this helm could possibly be a really good value for 10 million. And looking at it, it's really not that bad for 10 million. So what you could do is, if you were in the market for this, is wait until this is down to less than 1 minute. And we'll see if I can find one that actually is. Time left. Okay, here's one that's 8 minutes. So 8 minutes. If I was in the market for this, what you can do is just keep hitting search, keep refreshing it. Equipment, search. Okay, and there's less than 1 minute, and I can keep refreshing this and see those numbers. Like, eventually this one will change from 2 minutes to under 1 minute, and you just keep doing that. And then as soon as it changes, you start a stopwatch on your phone or whatever the case may be, and you count to 60, and you at like 57 seconds you want to put in your bid and hope that it works, and you can really snipe it at the last second. So that's what I mean by sniping in the auction house, is waiting for an auction to end and then hopefully sniping it for the lowest possible price. Alright, that pretty much does it. I just wanted to do a really quick video tonight on how to effectively use the auction house and things that you can try out while navigating the auction house if you didn't know them already. This video wasn't supposed to be like groundbreaking news or anything revolutionary. It was just a nice little tutorial for people who are new to Diablo 3 and maybe looking for some tips on using the auction house, and hopefully you learned something. Thanks for watching, and GLHF.